So, hi Stacey, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
And how's the weather treating you these days?
I like it that it's sunny.
Cool.
And it's not a polar vortex anymore. Winning.
Cool. So, Stacey, we thought to invite you and have a chit chat on what is happening. And as you talk about a lot of leadership, communication, empathy, and we are already talking about it's all about people. So, tell me 3 to 4 most important things for leadership these days.
So the 3 for me most important things that great leaders have is the ability to communicate with clarity and power and authority, and they do it often with their teams. Second thing is empathy, emotional intelligence, treating your team like they are people and not commodities that just make your business run is especially important nowadays with the younger generations coming up. They need that even more than maybe we did, or at least they admit they need it. We're too tough. We don't need love. We all need love. And then the third thing is to be a community builder within your organization so that you can establish psychological safety that creates a feedback culture and helps people be able to do their job better because they're part of a team, really part of a team.
Yeah, so I'm moving to the next question. And the next question is, tell me any incident where you used any soft skill to save your day and you were in a critical condition and some kind of small soft skill kind of thing saved you.
Ooh, so many. One stands out. I was working for a financial institution that shall remain nameless. It was 2 days before the Christmas holiday Hanukkah break. And it was about 40 high-level managing director executives who were with me and not at the ugly sweater holiday party that was happening next door. They hated my face as soon as I walked in. I mean, they came in, 40 people. And I thought, oh my God. And I introduced myself, hello, I'm Stacee Mandeville, and a hand goes up. I go, oh my God. Yes. He says, Stacey, are we really gonna be here till 5 o'clock? You know, my heart's pounding. But you know, it's like, So soft skills, read the room. I used my empathy. I'm like, these people don't want to be here and they hate my face. Somebody told them to be here. Now they want to get out fast. And they're high level. So I said to the guy, soft skills, I repeated and rephrased the question. I said to someone over here, so the question was, are we really going to be here till 5 o'clock? And then I paused and I said, the answer is yes. However, the deck is very complicated, lots of stuff in it. If any of you see anything that is redundant, unnecessary, doesn't apply, you let me know and I will fast forward through it. And I will do my best to get you out sooner, but 5 o'clock. Anyway, moving on.
And when did you finish actually that day?
Because I opened the door for that, they stopped me.
Okay.
I knew there were things in the deck that were not good for them.
Okay.
They felt safe to stop me.
Okay.
Also, I told no jokes, no personal anecdotes. I gave them just the material, the content.
Okay.
That's what they were there for.
So you actually read the room that what exactly they are looking for,
Yep.
and you changed your deck and plan accordingly.
Yep, and I got them out by 4 o'clock.
Wow.
And the guy who harassed me on a break came up to me. He bought me a cup of coffee.
And did he apologize or maybe?
Yes. He said, I'm so sorry for being a pain in the neck, but my wife bought me Star Wars tickets. And it said 4 o'clock and I want to get.
Okay. So you saved your day, the training happened, everyone went happy. And plus, I think it's a lot of that attitude which you showed them that it's flexible, relax. And that must have, taken them at ease and they enjoyed the whole thing.
Communication skills, empathy, and building community. We're here together to get out by 4 o'clock. Let's make it snappy.
Got it. Awesome. So as times are changing, we are adapting, new technologies, new generations are coming and everything. So tell me, why are soft skills more important and relevant now?
Soft skills are more important and relevant than ever because of technology. The new generations coming up are all screens all the time, and they get even less communication skills training than we did, and we didn't get any, and they're getting even less. combined with the fact that because the world is the way it is, it's very turbulent, younger generations are appearing to be very sensitive and very nervous and kind of baseline upset all the time. If you read the news, that's obvious why that would be. So they need more empathy, and they will tolerate nothing less. They're not dealing with grandpa's toxic workplace, and they're not wrong.
Okay, got it. And now, as we're talking about new generation, they want to learn more in less time. So tell me one soft skill which is the most important in these times.
To help them learn more faster, you need to ask them and listen to them. We assume as older folk, if you're a boomer or a Gen X, for example, even the millennials, they think they know best. And you don't. And you don't know how Gen Z and Gen Alpha coming in communicate. You don't. You know why? Because you're not from that generation. Ask them and listen.
Okay, very nicely put, and I think it is relevant since forever. If I go back 30 years back and I take my mindset 30 years back, it was the same thing. Mm-hmm. Our older generations were not getting us. Mm-mm. So I think it's a lot of listening, and I can't agree more, because I have done a lot of mistakes in my career, and when you don't listen, you assume. And assumptions are not good for profits, business, everything.
Well, and every generation assumes that they're the best, and that the kids, get off of my lawn. You know, since the first amoeba crawled out of the water, mm-hmm. the ones still in the water were like, what do you need lungs for? And, you know, the millennials are now saying, well, Gen Z, guess what, kids? Millennials, Gen X said the same thing about you. And the boomers said the same thing about us.
Exactly, so it's a cycle.
And we gotta break the cycle, because these young folks coming in, they've had it, and they have the power to go off on their own. They're good at making money, mm-hmm. doing other stuff. They don't have to work for you. Completely
agree. And it's funny that when I was 15, 20, and I was having a discussion with someone who was 20, 25 years older than me, mm-hmm. and the same words they used to say about me, I am at 42 saying the same words about the kids at 15 and 20. Exact same cycle is happening, so can't agree more.
Yeah, we have to pay attention.
Yes.
Because they're smart.
Yes.
And they know stuff we don't know.
Cool. Yeah. Completely agree.
I said, help me with my IT, please.
Help me log into this account.
Grandma needs your help.
Yeah. And also, let's get more practical. Tell me any scenario or any case where some soft skills help anyone do immense career breakthroughs.
I don't know about immense career breakthroughs, but these skills are extremely subtle. But I had one client who I had the good fortune of speaking to after. I don't always get to. I leave. I'm the good fairy. I come and I do my magic, and then I hope that they get it. But I talked to one gal. She said she was having trouble with a couple of her direct reports. And from the get-go, she had trouble with them. She started implementing empathy, community building, stronger communication, caring. And she didn't believe it at first. She's like, that has no place in the workplace. She said, well, you know what? I healed up the relationship with them, and they left the company to go back to school, not because of my management skills, but because they wanted to develop. And they both left cards on my desk when they left, saying how impactful I had been on their career, how wonderful it was working with me, and how much they learned from me. And to me, that's money in the bank. Because if they were gonna stay, if they weren't going back for education, you have built loyalty. They are going to not be part of the attrition problem, mm-hmm. not the quiet quitting problem. They are culture carriers and morale builders, which subtly affects the bottom line.
So that's an impact, that you impacted someone and they were impacted in their careers and in their colleagues. And that's what I say is word of mouth. So that's their leadership styles, word of mouth is spreading and people telling that they're good managers.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, and that's good for me because now they keep hiring me because other managers want that.
Happy customers don't go away. What do you think about words versus body language? So what is louder?
Every presentation skills trainer has a slide in their deck that's a pie chart that is something like the least important percent, 7% is the words, your impact. Something like 7%.
Wow.
And then 30% is your voice, and I don't do math, but the rest is your body, how you look physically, how you behave physically. And anybody can lie with their mouth, words. You can make up stuff, you can say anything, but it's very hard to lie with your body, and it's very hard to lie with your voice. Anybody who has children or a spouse knows, you come home, you walk in the house and you can sense it. Something's wrong. And then you look at you, let's say
Something got broken.
Something got broken. And you look at your wife and you go, what's the matter? She goes, nothing.
Yes, I can relate.
You look at your son and you go, what happened at school? Nothing. It's fine.
Yes, yeah,
And
absolutely.
or just like
Something is not, you can smell it. You can smell that body language.
But something as simple as this. I had a really good day at school. It was really good. Yeah. It was great. And then I'm not looking at you. And then, my teacher and I had a good conversation and it was fine. And you're like,
something is wrong. Exactly.
and sometimes where it gets tricky is we'll do this because it's comfortable or it's cold, right? Or, you sit like this because I'm tired. But what you see is I'm disinterested. I'm not listening. I'm blocked. I'm mad. So being aware of your body language can help add power to your words.
So I think then others who are listening to you, they subconsciously, and maybe that gut feeling is the same thing which people get on the other side, that something was not wrong. This is the thing you're talking about.
Well, and that's the problem with sales.
Yeah.
You can hear it. So how much would you pay now? So what if I told you could have a blah, blah, blah? I'm like, shut up. I don't want it. Whatever it is, I don't want it.
And today is the deadline. Tomorrow it will be $10 extra.
Right.
All that kind of stuff.
Right. And if you buy it now, I'm like, look, I wasn't born yesterday. Also, I've tried that trick, and it doesn't work. Not on me.
I unrecommend it. I tell all salespeople, don't do this. Just create value. So they are bound to buy it now.
Yeah, and relationship.
Yeah, relationship and value basically.
Yeah.
And also relationship with value. Everything, even our content should be value based as we're trying to genuinely help people.
If you're helping, you're not selling.
Yeah, we all have room for improvement. What do you think is the major issue with people overall these days?
Where do I begin?
One biggest issue, which is the core.
Right now, empathy. We are all, myself included, incredibly stressed out. We're tied up in whatever's going on in the world, in politics, whether you love it or hate it, the things being on fire, the war. We're
tumbling to it, yeah.
And we forget that we're not the only ones in the world feeling that way. Being able to look at a colleague or an employee that is not hitting their numbers, but they usually do, and just look at them and go, something's going on. And it's maybe not your business to ask, it's professional, but I can show you I care in other ways, business context ways. Just walking in on a Monday and saying, I know you've got a bunch of projects. How can I help as your manager set you up for success this week? I'm offering my help. I don't need to know your personal business to do that. Or to notice that you have cat pictures in your office and ask about your cats. Or to say, I know you like chocolate, I have candy in my office, come in anytime. It's little things like that. And then the other is just, it's communication, particularly cross-generational. That empathizing with the younger generation and trying to meet them halfway. And younger generation, you too, you gotta look at the older folks and go, I have to meet them halfway. We have to blend. and the olders got to really remember the kids have stuff to say and offer.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Can't agree more about that.
Yeah.
It's all about people and understanding of their surroundings. Now let's talk about something which is number based. Tell me how soft skills will impact the bottom line or the profits in the company.
Okay, so soft skills are an invisible line item in your bottom line. You can't calculate it. If it's in the red, you can't see it. If it's in the black, you can't see it, but you feel it, and the numbers will show it. All I can say about that is next time somebody quits, calculate how much money you lose from having to hire and onboard somebody new, the work that you lose from that person not being there, deadlines missed, team members that have to juggle, morale problems, quiet quitting. I love it when teams and companies say, well, we're working lean. And then they leave the 5 team members that are left stressed out, and they wonder why profits suffer. It's very hard to calculate a monetary amount, but just start with attrition. And then in evaluation of a company, you're trying to sell your company, morale, company culture, how many people have quit. They're looking at your leadership team, they're looking at your track record. That's all soft skills. I don't leave a company because I'm not getting paid enough. I leave because I don't like it here.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think these soft skills have a bigger impact on culture than we think.
Oh yeah.
And in my view, I think culture is everything, because most of the people come in the company for money and for work, but they stay for culture and their managers.
Exactly.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Because humans generally love peace of mind.
Oh yeah.
So
and
I
safety.
think safety, yeah. So soft skills have a greater impact on culture, which is helping people increase the bottom line.
Particularly nowadays, where safety is at a premium. The feeling of safety. I mean, we live in the United States. You and I were mostly safe, but that there's just the community is we are tribal creatures. We need
social animals.
Social animals.
Yep,
We need community,
Yep.
and I've seen it happen over and over again with clients. I had one just yesterday. Somebody said there's one team member who has walled themselves off, and I cannot get to them. No, they don't want a phone call. They want to do their work, but if they do it wrong, we can't say anything. And we had to have a discussion about, well, how have we built the community to make them feel safe enough to share?
There should be some door openers and those people and some connections around that as well.
Nobody comes to work thinking, I'm going to wall myself off and be obnoxious.
Completely agree.
Nobody's doing that on purpose.
Completely agree.
Something's happening.
And I think it won't be like wrong to say that office should be a place that if something is happening in their personal lives, they feel cared in the office so that they might feel better.
Yeah. I mean, feel better and have support. We're not here to come to work and bare our souls about everything that we're doing in our personal life. But if I feel like my manager cares about me as a person and they've done that background work, and I have 1 or 2 colleagues that they've got my back, I can come to my manager and say, hey, can I have a private talk with you? I have this, a parent going into a memory care and a sick child and a blah, blah, blah. And I may need some extra support in the next 6 months. Can I get help? Rather than just put your nose to the grindstone and start missing deadlines.
Got it. So now I'm asking a very important question. Tell me, what is Mandeville method and why it is important and different? Okay,
so the Mandeville method was born out of years and years and years of working with executives since 1999. So tell you how old I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was not trying to get your age out.
I know. I'm a lady never tells.
Yeah.
Old enough to know better, young enough to still do it. Anyway, every training I've ever been asked to do, from giving and receiving feedback to presentation skills to upside down aquatic executive listening skills, I do these trainings and I realize the same 30 slides go in every deck. You've got 99 problems, and they are all, you can't communicate with clarity, you are not leveraging EQ, and you're not building community and psychological safety in the workplace. So the Mandeville method brings foundational, not negotiable human skills training so that all those other little giving feedback and all these things, that's icing. You can't do any of that unless you can communicate, have empathy, and build a community. So the Mandeville method is those 3 pillars. And it's different because I've seen lots of training in my life. You know, I follow trainers. I try to learn from other people. I see a lot of theory. I see a lot of highfalutin, well, think about, things out of context.
Or the word stakeholder.
Oh, the
which
word
is your favorite.
Don't get me started on that.
No, I said this on a purpose.
Stakeholder takes you're trying to take the humanity out of everything. What's a stakeholder? A colleague, someone you work with, a work friend. Stakeholder? Please, knock it off. Anyway, where was I?
The Mandeville method.
The Mandeville method. I don't bring random heuristics and work on a thing. Good luck with that. Everything has to be in context of your business. If I come in to work with VinCorp, I'm going to look at what your team needs, and they are going to go with concrete, practicable, repeatable things that they can apply day to day in their business to benchmark and practice. Your training will be different from someone else's training.
A lot of practical knowledge.
And it's all practical. If it's hoo-foo-foo, highfalutin, blah, 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 intellectual ivory tower, I don't bring it.
Got it.
I'm here to roll up your sleeves and do the thing. Practice.
So, one question I'm adding at the end. So
Surprise question. Dun, dun, dun.
So the surprise question is, tell me about what you were doing before training.
Before training. Well, I am a recovering performing artist.
Wow.
And what that means is you never recover. Once you're a performer, if you put a spotlight on this table right now, I'll get on it. Be like, what are we doing? Let's put on a show. So I was performing. I was teaching children ballroom dancing and theater. And of course, I waited tables and bartended and did all those things. I directed plays. I directed children's theater. All of that stuff contributed to my training. I bring all of it.
Because that was people. You're interacting with so many different kind of people every day.
Someday I'm going to follow up on my threat to create a podcast, and my podcast will be everything I need to know about business I learned backstage. Because it's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for being here today, and it's always fun talking to you.
Yeah.
And hopefully the people watching this will enjoy as well.
Okay. Bye.